Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we love digging into the unexpected. Today, we're diving into AI-powered farming in Arizona.
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating clash of high tech and, one of the oldest practices there is.
Right. And we're focusing on Arizona cotton and Arizona lettuce, obviously vital to the state, but honestly, to all of us in a lot of ways. We've got some great stuff about a company called Farmonaut. I'm really curious about them.
Well, they're a great example of tech tackling those big problems in agriculture, especially in a place like Arizona.
And those problems, like water or needing to be sustainable, they don't just stay in Arizona, do they? They affect how much food costs, how available it is for everyone.
Exactly. Arizona's agriculture is so important, but with the water situation, AI could be a game changer.
So how does Farmonaut's AI even work? I'll admit, I think tractors, fields, not algorithms.
It's not about replacing the old ways, though. It's more like integrating. Farmonaut uses satellite pictures, machine learning, data analysis to give these farmers way more info than they've ever had.
So less gut feeling, more data. Can you give an example? How does this look day to day?
Pest control is a good one. Used to be you'd just look around or spray on a schedule. Farmonaut's AI, it can look at those satellite images and spot tiny changes in the crops, often before you can even see them. Early treatment, less pesticide overall.
Win-win then, yeah. Environment's better
Yeah.
and probably cheaper for the farmers. You mentioned water, though. How's Farmonaut tackling that with AI?
Well, their system analyzes the soil, watches how much water the plants are using, even factors in really localized weather to make these super specific watering schedules, not just, setting a timer.
So each plant gets exactly what it needs when it needs it. That's got to save a ton of water.
It does. Some farmers have cut water use by 25%, which is huge in Arizona, right? Water is gold there.
Wow, that is big. What about the quality, though? Does all this high-tech stuff make the food different?
Now, that's where it gets really interesting, especially with something like lettuce, which is fragile and doesn't last long, right? Farmonaut's AI can figure out the absolute best time to harvest, looking at the size, how much water's in it, even the sugar levels, to get it to you as fresh and tasty as possible.
So it's not just growing the food, it's making it better, tastier. That's wild. But what about after it leaves the field? It's not on
Right.
my plate yet, right?
Right, and that's another place where Farmonaut's doing cool stuff, blockchain. That's their next trick.
Blockchain, everyone's saying that. But
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work with like a head of lettuce?
Okay, so each lettuce, it gets its own little digital file on the blockchain, like a logbook, follows it everywhere, where it was grown, when, what the weather was like, all the farming practices, when it was picked, even how they shipped it.
So like a passport for my lettuce. That's a level of knowing what I'm eating we don't usually get, huh? What's that mean for us buying it and for the whole industry?
Well, if you're buying, it means trust. Right. You could scan a code, boom, you know that lettuce's life story. You can choose what matters to you, local farms, organic, whatever it is.
Makes you wonder why we weren't doing this all along. But you said industry too. What changes for them?
Food safety, that's the big one. Say there's a problem, something's contaminated. With blockchain, they can track it down immediately. No more guessing. Less waste, more accountability up and down the line.
That's amazing. Everyone wins there, the farmers, the stores, us eating it.
Exactly, and it plays into that whole thing now. People want to know where their food's from, that it's sustainable, and Farmonaut gets that.
Speaking of, we talked about them saving water, but how else does this AI farming help the environment, big picture?
When you're using AI to do things as efficiently as possible, that's sustainability right there. Water's one, but think about the other stuff. Pesticides, for example. By using them only when you absolutely have to, you're keeping those chemicals out of the environment.
So they're really thinking about all of it, huh? Not just saving water, but the whole package of doing it sustainably. Looking past Farmonaut, though, what's next for AI and farms in general? Where do you see this going in the next decade, say?
Oh, there's so much potential. We're just getting started, really. Climate change, that's a big one. Imagine if AI could help farmers deal with the crazy weather, the droughts, even breed tougher crops that can handle it.
That's huge, right? Especially as things get more unpredictable. Anything else about AI in this field that really gets you excited, makes you think, wow, what if?
Okay, this one's a bit out there, but personalized food. What if AI could grow stuff just for you, based on what your body needs or what you like? Imagine lettuce with extra vitamins, because that's what you're low on, or cotton that's allergy friendly because, hey, you've got those issues.
That does sound kind of sci-fi, but it shows how much we could do. We've talked a lot of good here, but what about downsides? Any worries with AI getting this deep into our food?
Of course. Any new tech, you got to ask those questions. One thing that comes up is bias, right? If these AI systems, if they're learning from data that isn't showing the whole picture, all the different farmers and ways of doing things, it could make existing problems even worse or create new ones we didn't even think of.
Right, right. Making sure it's fair for everyone, that's huge. Sounds like we need everyone talking, the tech people, the farmers, the ones making the rules, and us buying the food to make sure it goes in a good direction.
Absolutely. And that's something we can all be part of. When we're at the store, we've got power there. We can support the companies that are doing it right, being open about what they're doing, and being fair.
Yeah, good point. It's clear that tech is changing how we grow food big time, and AI is leading the charge. Exciting. But we got to be smart about it too.
Definitely. What we decide now, it'll affect the food we have for years to come.
Lots to think about, but hey, that's what the deep dive's all about, right? Hopefully this gave you some food for thought, maybe made you curious about how your food goes from field to plate and what role AI is playing in all that.
Been great chatting about it with you.
And to everyone listening, next time you're having a salad, think about that journey the lettuce took to get to you. Until next time, keep learning, keep digging deeper, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.